FHIR is, first of all, a community of people who want to agree about how to share data so that we can make it easier to break down the silos and help improve healthcare. And then as a community, we produce this formal standard, which we publish as the FHIR standard through HL7, the standards organization. And it's a set of rules for how any software can exchange data about healthcare.
How hard has it been to have people who have these silos of data to get them to start to share it?
So it's a cascade of challenges. The first challenge is to get them interested in sharing. My characterization of the vendors is that the vendors are really interested in sharing patient record data. They now recognize that there's no value in trying to block
holding
that.
It, silo it. Mm-hmm.
The business value is to be able to leverage sharing data.
Yeah.
So they come to us and say, we want to share data, explain to us how. But then after we've figured out how we can share data, then it has to flow through a cascade of actually developing the software, testing, implementing it, getting it out to the users, the providers, and then the providers making the same decision. Do we want to share patient record data? Why would we do that? How do we leverage doing that? And so that's a cultural change that unfolds over a multi-year period. And we're kind of in the middle of that process right now. And so you're hearing a lot of glass half full, glass half empty thing about how it's going, because it's going really well in terms of pushing it out there, but the end user's going, it's not going that well yet, because they're not seeing it get to the end of that process.
It's funny to hear more and more about kind of the push and pull. I mean, you started with EHRs and like what a monumental task it was to start bringing them in. Now they're in. There are some people that have gotten all the way, up to a 7 on the MRAN scale. Things are working great. But with every implementation comes this whole new world of new difficulties.
Yeah, look, it's primarily an economic problem. How do we leverage previous sharing work to reuse it? The more reuse we can get, the cheaper it is to share, and the more we can get the business benefits without having to pay the cash for that. And so primarily you have to think about it in economics. Do you get your bang for your buck? And so the more aligned institutions are in terms of their formats and their data rules, the easier it is to share data. But there's a limit to how far we can go, because these products that we're rolling out, they're highly configurable. Yeah. Every institution makes their own rules. Institutions running the same software can't share data because they make their own rules.
Right.
And so even once everybody's running the standard formats, they still got their own rules about how data works and what the business rules are. And so it'll be an ongoing process. We'll stand on top of the first mountain we built and look up and say, hey, there's a much bigger one to climb.
All right.
I tell you what, the FHIR community, which I have the pleasure of leading, we're never going to be out of work.
Do you feel, in light of your experience in this world and what you see in the future, are you a half full or a half empty guy?
Well, I guess I'm a half full guy. I had the vision that let's go and do this. Everyone came on board. It's pretty exciting to see what's in progress.
Yeah.
And I can see people going, it's not there yet. Yeah,
hurry up.
But from my point of view, if the glass never gets to being half full, it'll never get full. And so I'm definitely a half full guy. Let's go do this. Let's make progress. Let's celebrate what we have and knock down the challenges we have left.
And in the world of technology, iterate, iterate, iterate. It's part of the game, right?
That's
Nature
right.
of the beast. So.
But I think more an underappreciated thing is actually collaborate rather than just iterate. Iterate collaboratively. It's the power of the group.
Yeah.
FHIR's not my work. I just happen to sort of preside over a big, thousands of people who contribute to make this happen.
Yeah.
And it's that ability to grow. And so we really depend on the partnerships we have with other professional organizations to seed and grow that work. Which is why I'm here at HIMSS.
Well, I hope I get to see you next year and you get to tell me more and more. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Kate.